Welcome to this product overview on the Joluka product range. We have been in business since 1982, manufacturing a very wide and quite specialized variety of products for the building industry. Our very popular range of steel reinforcing spacer systems, you can see on your right hand side here, we have a range of Joluka chair spacers ranging from 15mm all the way up to 80mm, designed to allow maximum flow of concrete. It has a recess to support your reinforcing bar and can support reinforcing from 6mm up to 40mm. Designed for horizontal applications like slabs and foundations. Next, we have the Joluka circular spacer for vertical applications like columns and walls. Comes in a variety of sizes from 15mm up to 75mm. Designed once again to allow for maximum flow of concrete, and has a clip system to support bars from between 6mm up to 16mm. But remember, with a circular spacer, you can clip it onto the stirrup, so you don't have to clip onto the rebar directly. Next is the Joluka universal spacer, which is designed for horizontal as well as vertical applications. Has a clip system which supports a range of bars and comes in sizes from 15mm up to 50mm. So that's our range of plastic spacers. Next is the fiber cement spacer range, which is made from a special blend of concrete as well as fibers, which offer you superior strengths of up to 50 MPa, so twice as strong as concrete. First is the Joluka bone spacer, which comes in a variety of sizes and supports a range of covers. So from 20, 25, 30mm for the first small spacer, then we have the medium size spacer, 30 and 35mm, and the last one is the 35, 40, 50mm. The cover varies depending on which way you turn the spacer. Next we have the Joluka under with wire. Comes in sizes from 20mm up to 100mm, designed with a recess to support your rebar, and you can secure your reinforcing with baling wire if you need to. Otherwise we supply without the wire. It's up to you. Next is the Joluka side with wire for vertical applications like columns and walls, designed to allow minimal contact to the shutter, and has a recess for your reinforcing bar. It's supplied either with a clip or with a wire or without a wire, up to you. That is our range of concrete spacers for civil applications, for water retaining structures where you don't want plastic because plastic absorbs water, so you want something that blends in perfectly with the surrounding concrete. Also used for off-shutter concrete where you don't want to see the plastic, you want something that blends in perfectly. That's where you use the Joluka fiber cement spacers. Next is the Joluka centralizer for piling applications where you need to center your steel rod in a hole. So we have a 20mm and we have a 25mm diameter hole. Then we have the Joluka plastic pile cage spacer, once again for piling applications. We have a 50mm and a 75mm with a clip-on system where you can just clip the rebar into that. That concludes our spacer range. Next is the formwork accessories. We've got the corner fillet range made from plastic. We have a plain triangular corner fillet supplied in 3-meter lengths in a variety of sizes from 10mm up to 40mm. We also have a steel version, a 15mm steel version, as well as a 25mm steel version for welding onto your steel shutter. Then we have the corner fillet with nailing lip. If you want to nail onto the shutter, it has a lip. Comes in sizes from 10mm up to 25mm. We have the corner fillet with a longer lip. Also, once again, for gluing or nailing, 15mm up to 25mm. We have the plastic corner with a slotted lip, which comes in 15, 20, 25mm. And you can choose between a metric slot or a imperial slot. Then we have the version with a PMI slot, 15mm up to 25mm. So depending on your type of shutters, you will choose the various slot. Then we have the combi profile which is designed as a water drip. So it's a double benefit of a corner fillet for chamfering as well as that water drip. Then we have a grouting profile for construction joints, which has got a trapeze shape, comes in 3 different sizes, 30mm, 45mm and 45mm, with different heights on the trapeze, also known as a toggle joint in the construction industry. Then we have a range of ferrule tubing supplied in 3-meter lengths with various diameters from 14mm up to 32mm. So that's the 14mm by 17mm, which is the inside and outside diameter, and your biggest size is the 28mm inside diameter and 32mm outside diameter, used for spacing your shutters as well as for recovering your tie rods. So you are recovering the more expensive steel component and leaving the plastic in the concrete. That works hand in hand with the Joluka push-on cone, which plugs onto the opening on the ferrule tube. So match up the correct size push-on cone with the ferrule tube. Comes in sizes from 14mm up to 28mm, and that would be the inside diameter of the ferrule tube. So you match the outside diameter of the push-on cone with the inside diameter of the ferrule tube. Then we have the Joluka plastic shutter button for plugging your holes in your shutters. Once you have drilled the hole for your tie rods, you need to plug that again so you can reuse your shutter. Comes in various sizes from 14mm up to 25mm. And the 25mm also comes in a Vario option, which is the button that works perfectly with a European formwork system like Docker or Perry. Then we have the ferrule cork, comes in various sizes to plug ferrule holes from 17mm on the smallest diameter all the way up to 24mm on the smallest diameter. So that concludes the formwork accessories that we extrude mostly with our extrusion machines. Then we have our formwork accessories beyond the profiles. We have shutter tape, which comes in 30-meter lengths, 50mm width for closing up the gaps between shutters to eliminate grout loss. We have a scaffold holder, which is secured into your concrete or cast into your concrete for your scaffold tubes. So that's at the edge of the concrete to form a rail protection for edge protection instead of having to core holes. So a very handy solution. We have our different types of expansion joints. So the foams, we've got a Groutex, typically 20mm by 10mm, or the Jointex in various widths and thicknesses, but we can also make to order. Then we have our sheeting, USB green plastic sheeting, comes in 3-meter by 30-meter rolls, 250 micron. This is used as underlay sheeting to form that waterproof barrier. We also have the USB orange plastic sheeting, which is a 375 micron, which is used for underground applications, like in parking lots. So that concludes our formwork accessories. We then have our brick wall support systems, which is everything that is used to tie your brickwork together. Let's not forget, part of the formwork accessories, we have the DPC, the damp-proof course, in 3 different sizes, 110, 150, 225, depending on how many brick courses you got together, forming that waterproof layer. So on the brickwork support systems, we have a variety of mild steel as well as stainless steel ties. We have the L-shaped tie, which you can fix to your column. Comes in various lengths. This is as a 150mm as an example, but we can make various lengths. We have the stainless steel ties with safety ends, 225mm, 275mm, but we also have various other widths. Wool ties with safety ends, 200mm to 80mm. We also have the Joluka steel column fix to fix your steel beams to your concrete slabs. Then we have vertical twist ties from 200mm up to 400mm with that fishtail at the end, which secures nicely into the concrete. So that's really a more heavy-duty wall tie. We have your traditional hoop iron, 332 by 1.6mm, applied in 40 to 50 kilogram rolls for various applications, including bonding your columns to your brickwork, or bonding your brickwork together various applications. The Joluka column ties forms the same application as your hoop iron, but has perforated holes, so it's easier to fix to the concrete, and it has a bit of a shape, so it bonds better with the mortar. We have our back ties, which is used in applications where, in corrosive applications where you don't want mild steel, so used as an alternative to hoop iron for fixing. Then we have the posi ties, which is a plastic wall tie in 138 millimeter all the way up to 270 millimeter for connecting brickwork in a cavity wall. Also, once again, for coastal or corrosive applications. Then we have our traditional butterfly wall ties from 180 mm up to 325 mm in 2.5 mm thick wire. We've got the same application, the second butterfly wall tie in 3.15 mm thick wire, but all the way up to 530 mm in width. So depending on your cavity wall, you'll choose the various or the specific size of wall tie. Then we have the PWD wall tie, which serves the same function, comes in two different thicknesses, 2.5 and 3.15 mm, from 180 to 325 mm length, or even 225 to 600 mm on the thicker PWD wall tie. So that concludes our range of brick wall support systems. Finally, on this board, but not to conclude our range completely, we have our safety products, the Joluka safety caps, 8 mm to 16 mm or 16 mm to 32 mm reinforcing, and that is used at the end of a rebar to make it safer. So specifically in applications where you've got exposed rebar and dangerous rebar, you can cover that rebar with a safety cap. Then we have our barrier netting. We've got the star orange plastic netting supplied in 1 meter by 50 meter rolls or 1.2 meter by 50 meter. We have the orange and yellow mesh netting, which is supplied in 1 meter by 50 or 1 meter by 100 meter rolls for demarcating certain areas that may be dangerous or you want to limit or eradicate any trespassers. We have our range of shade cloth and shade netting in various colors. Comes in either 1.8 meter high by 50 meter rolls or 3 meter by 50 meter, and in various shade factors. We have 80%, we have 40% used for perimeter fencing around construction sites, for debris netting, as well as for carports, for erecting carports, and finally for the agricultural industry, for green tunnels, and for farming. So that's typically more the 40% shade cloth. So various different colors. We've got green, black, blue, orange, brown, white, silver, charcoal, beige. There's a whole variety of colors. Then we have our heavy duty safety net for fall arrest according to the SABS spec. And it has a 150 millimeter mesh with a 6 mm cord. So we can make that to size. So that concludes our sort of main line of products, and we will now move on to the next range of products, which is our Halfen range, which is a German range, and they've got a very extensive catalog, which we'll go through right now. Next, we have our range of Halfen precast lifting solutions, as well as other Halfen connections. So on the precast lifting solutions, there are three options. There's the cast-in socket, which is supplied as a socket or even a socket with a plate secured to it. Comes in load ranges from between 500 kilograms up to about 4 ton. You use the lifting socket to fix to the socket, and then you can lift precast concrete elements or demold them or transport them. The second option or second solution is the lifting anchors, the Framida lifting anchors, which use a spread anchor, a 2-hole anchor, or an erection anchor, which is secured to a recess former and then fixed to your shutter. You will then remove the rubber recess former, which leaves a recess for your lifting or your ring clutch to secure into the anchor. This solution lifts from about 1 ton all the way up to 24 tons, so for heavier applications. And the final lifting solution is using lifting studs, also known as DEHA system, which uses lifting pins together with a recess former and also a ring clutch. So same idea as with the Framida lifting anchors, but using the pin, and also a similar load range from about 1 ton up to 24 tons. Next, we have the Halfin fixing connections, which use a cast-in channel together with a T-bolt, which is cast into your concrete, and the T-bolt is used then to fix to your concrete, commonly used for facades and for curtain walling, but also to be used as a fixing solution for fixing your services or your mechanical pipes and services to your concrete. So the lighter solutions on channels are used for fixing brickwork together. So you could fix your brickwork to your columns, your concrete columns, by using a channel solution. So there's various applications in terms of the channels. They come in different sizes. You get either cold formed or hot formed channels. The cold form is more for your static loads, and your hot formed is for your dynamic loads. So depending on the application, you will choose a different size channel and a different type of channel. Then we have our punching shear reinforcements, which are used to prevent your traditional shear tearing loads when you are doing a column, or you're supporting a slab from a column. You basically drop your punching shear in a radial pattern around the column head, and it eliminates traditional shear links, so it's very easy to install. We have our Halfin lift box system, which you can use for lift maintenance and lift installations, which is cast into the underside of your slab. And then not a Halfin product, but our formwork accessories, which are used to fix and secure shutters together. You will either use a tie rod, which comes in a 12 and 16 mil, or a anchor rod, which comes in a 15 mil or 20 mil. So depending what forces are required to hold those shutters together, we have either a nut or a plate system, or you can use a ferrule head or even a wing nut. So there's different options depending on how much concrete you need to hold when you're fixing your shutters together. So that sort of concludes our Halfin range as well as our steel formwork accessories range. Next, we'll have a look at our construction chemicals. Finally, our range of construction chemicals. We have the Joluka construction chemicals here. We've got plaster key, shutter release agent, as well as curing compound, available in different sizes, 5 litre, 25 litre and 200 litre drums. Then we have our concrete repair mortar, structural grout, fairing coat specifically used for making off-shutter concrete look perfect. So it's a final sort of thin layer on your concrete to give you that perfect off-shutter concrete look. A range of epoxies. We have wet to dry epoxy, all-purpose epoxy. We have a range of pliers for fixing wire or for cutting wire. We've got the Nipex plier, as well as the Joluka nipper, also made in Germany. We've got the swivel coupler for connecting your scaffold tubes at a 90-degree angle. We've got the diamond dowel, which is used for expansion joints across concrete floors, the plate and the sleeve. And we have a splicing solution which uses couplers, where we put a thread in the bar, and where your traditional splice is not possible, you can splice via the thread and the coupler. Comes in different sizes depending on your bar. Then we have our range of ABE construction chemicals, where we are a selected distributor. They have a equivalent product to our Joluka range. They've got the DuraGrout, the DuraGrout GP, the DuraRep FC, which is the fairing coat. They have a range of epoxies, the Epidermix range. We have the Joluka joint sealant. We've got the Dura Flex, the Epidermics, so a very vast range of epoxies. Then there's the Dura Slurry and the Dura Bond, as well as the Durarep FR. So there's a big range of chemicals in the ABE range, including chemical anchors. So that sort of concludes our construction chemical range and concludes our entire range. We've got a very big range, over 1,000 products in various sizes. We are manufacturing 95% of these products right here in Midrand, Johannesburg. And we welcome you to come and visit us, ask questions. We have a technical team to answer technical questions, or just come and visit us and have a coffee.